Hey, you sexy bitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
The Belko Experiment is written by James Gunn and is directed by Greg McLean. We've all had those days where we all felt like killing our fellow co-workers. It's just another day at the office, filing papers, wearing a tie that took 20 minutes too long to put on, stapling papers, photocopying papers, laughing at that half-asleep security guard, someone smoking a blunt before break, and computer work that no one really feels like doing. In Colombia, 80 American workers have what seems like a very normal day-to-day office job working at Belko. Suddenly, large metal doors shield the building. A mysterious voice comes over the intercom telling the workers, "If you guys do not kill a certain amount of people within the time period we give you, we are going to kill double that and kill random people." At first, the workers think it's all a joke, but it's no laughing matter. From that point on, people's heads explode, we get gunfire, murder, carnage, and the office employees fight each other to the death. Damn, and I thought my job was killer. I mean, can you imagine going to work one day and your head just explodes? This is a movie I honestly have mixed feelings about. I am going to state my opinion on the positive aspects of this movie. For one, this movie is really, it's not for everyone. If you are someone who really likes B-movies and cheesy horror flicks, and you want to see some real bloodshed and grindhouse cinema likeness, I think you'll most likely enjoy this film. You know, at times this movie feels like it could have been right out of the 80s. This is written by James Gunn. You may know James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy, Slither, and Super. When it comes to movies that he has written, I feel like from the script I can tell he was heavily inspired by a lot of 80s movies. For instance, his 2006 movie Slither is very similar to 1986's movie Night of the Creeps. I personally enjoy those types of movies, and I thought the movie captured the likeness and the tone of the 80s very well, but there never was really a dull moment in this movie, mainly because the film literally dives right into the whole kill your peers plot. Really, within, I think, 15 minutes or less, the ball gets rolling. Even the characters feel really old school in a way. Like, we get the generic hero with the generic love interest, we get the stereotypical potheads, the pervert, and more. The cast was okay. I really thought it were the potheads that kept the tone of the movie from getting, you know, too serious at times. Also, a lot of people are saying that this movie is really bad, and, you know, I do like the movie from the positive aspects I just mentioned. On the other hand, this movie could have been written a lot better. As I mentioned, I do enjoy the movie from like a horror and B-movie standpoint. On the other hand, I wish the movie could have been, you know, a little more original and written a little bit better. Honestly, out of all the scripts that James Gunn has written, I feel like this might be his weakest one. That's just my opinion, though. Like, James Gunn is really one of my all-time favorite directors. I like Slither, I love Super, and I even like Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I would even consider Guardians of the Galaxy and Super to be on my all-time favorite list when it comes to movies. But I believe this movie would have been better if Gunn actually directed the movie. Not that the director, Greg McLean, he was the director of Wolf Creek. Not that he's a bad director or anything. It's just, I think Gunn would have made for some more better thrills, a better tone, and maybe some comedic moments. This movie takes itself really, really seriously, and I think the tone of something like Slither, where it was a comedy horror, would have made for a better tone for this movie. In addition, I believe the script could have been a little bit more original and overall written a little bit more effectively, because the movie has a great concept. On the other hand, it's a concept we've seen so many times in movies before. Like, really, like, only this movie has a parade of gore. But this movie reminds me of so many other movies. Like, it reminds me of Saw, The Hunger Games, Battle Royale, The Running Man, just to name a few.
This is a Chucky beat.
And this movie has a really amazing concept, but it touched upon familiar ground. And I feel like with some rewrites, this film could have been that real fun, horror, cheesy B-movie grindhouse-like flick. With a little comedic moment, maybe here and there. And I wish it had more of a message for the audience. A message about, human morals, selfishness, playing God, instincts, human psychology, and our will to survive. Even though I mentioned there is not one dull moment throughout the film, the kills get a little dull after a while. Like, a majority of the office workers kill each other with guns and knives, and that gets a little dull after a while. Maybe this is like the horror movie nerd or geek in me, but I was hoping for at least that one badass kill I could remember. I wish there was that one kill that was really creative. Like, maybe they could do something where, I don't know, they kill each other with office supplies. Like, bash someone's head repeatedly on a copy machine while the person's brains are being bashed out and photocopies of that comes out, if that makes any sense. And, maybe a small crossbow made out of pencils and rubber bands. Something like the Office Depot of death. Oh, sorry. I hope you're okay. I hope she's okay. She's not okay. And those are some fucked up kids. So these are my final bitchin' Buddha thoughts on the Belko experiment. I really do have mixed feelings about this movie. At the end of the day, it did entertain me, and that is one of the most important things for me when it comes to movies. I believe it is one of the weaker scripts James Gunn has written, and his story had a lot more areas to explore. That being said, I believe the Belko experiment earns a 6.5 out of 10. So those are my overall thoughts on the Belko experiment. I hope you all had fun watching this review. I had fun creating the video and writing the review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day as always. And I think I'm about to clock out of this review because this job has got me really tired. That being said, I'll see you all in the next review, in the next video. And remember, don't just get down, but get boogie. For those of you who decided to stick around till the very end of the video, here are two random pictures of James Avery and Zoe Kravitz.